Hello students, welcome to IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about a recent news coming from North Korea, where it has tested new missiles in a response to what we can consider as a joint military drill conducted by United States and South Korea. So let us try to understand in more detail what this entire issue pertains to. Now, the Defense Ministry of North Korea, through its Korean Central News Agency, has made it clear that it has test launched new ballistic missile, which is largely of anti-aircraft nature. Anti-aircraft missiles, we can understand, basically is such kind of missiles which largely targets aerial movement of the aircrafts to the territory if it happens further in the territory of the Northern Korea. Now, its military has threatened unspecified grave steps against the US and South Korea against the joint military drills that it views as an invasion rehearsal. Now, obviously, there is two different viewpoints regarding this joint military drill. We know that since South Korea and North Korea were separated and South Korea was established as an individual, as we can call as an independent nation, it has relied heavily on the defense partnership of United States. And since then, many times we can say every year joint military drills are something that is held by US and South Korean military. However, North Korea, on the other hand, considered this as a preparation for invasion in the North Korean territory. So Kim Jong-un himself, who we can consider as the dictator of North Korea, he oversaw the tests and called the missiles involved another major defense weapon system for North Korea to protect against what he refers as US and South Korean interference. Now, if you look at the joint military exercise itself, it is not for the first time that North Korea has retaliated by the missile launch. Rather, it is the sixth weapons testing activity by the North Korean this year. And this particular activity we talk about, it has happened on the same day when US and South Korean military has concluded their annual Freedom Shield Command Post exercise. Again, to emphasize, this is not for the first time exercise was held. This is not something that we can say is very different from the earlier exercises. Rather, the current exercise is annual, what we can call as a tradition of the annual military exercises by the name of Freedom Shield Command Post exercise that was conducted by both forces. The 11-day training was the Allies' first major joint military exercise, obviously after coming of Donald Trump when he took the charge of US as the 47th president. The two countries held diverse field training exercises alongside the Freedom Shield drill. Now, also, if you try to understand about the military drill, as we discussed, both sides have a different opinion about this. On the other hand, if you talk about US and South Korean officials, they considered this kind of exercises as defensive in nature because South Korea always faces a threat of invasion by the North Korean military. Also, this becomes more severe in the context of the recent partnership agreement that Russia has signed with North Korea. So, US and South Korean officials both have defended that this exercise was nothing but it is a defensive exercise in nature. North Korea, on the other hand, slams it as a major security threat to its own territory because they have claimed, if you talk about the chief spokesperson of North Korean Defense Forces, he has clearly stated that the simulations were held under the part of this exercise, and this simulation was largely with an objective of destroying the underground tunnels. And by destroying these underground tunnels, the main objective of US and South Korean forces is to remove the nuclear weapons from North Korea or take control of the nuclear weapons from the North Korea, and thus taking that as a serious or grave, what you can call as a security threat. Again, North Korean military has stated that US and South Korea would face severe consequences if they perform similar provocative actions again. So again, this is something that is not very different. It is something that North Korea always does whenever there is a joint military exercises in with the South Korean military, either by United States or any other military partners. Now, if we talk about the stern response that we can see as published in the North Korean newspaper, is that the accumulated reckless military moves of the US and the ROK. Now, ROK stands for the Republic of Korea. That is actually the full name of South Korea. On the other hand, you talk about North Korea, its full name is DPRK, that stands for Democratic People Republic of Korea. So obviously, the DPRK or North Korea has stated that the current exercise is nothing but an example of reckless military moves by the United States and the ROK, and it is seized with a daydream that they can jeopardize the sovereignty and security of a nuclear weapons state. You talk about in the entire world, only few countries have the capabilities and actually have a well functioning nuclear weapons and nuclear warheads. North Korea is one of them, apart from obviously United States and Russia, which hold the highest number of nuclear warheads amounting to more than 5,000. Then you have United Kingdom, you have France, after that you have Israel, India, Pakistan and China. So apart from these countries, North Korea also is a nuclear capable nuclear weapons state, and that is what they have here emphasized upon, and they have said that can undoubtedly bring the gravest consequences they do not want, obviously again referring to US and South Korea. Now, following previous trend is something that again we have discussed that it is not new. North Korea has continuously churned out war-like rhetoric as a response of any of the exercises, and always it has threatened that it can attack the South Korean territory, it can attack the United States territory, and even it can attack the United States allies such as Japan as a response of the joint military drills or joint military exercises. Now, very interestingly, if we talk about the coming of Donald Trump as the president of the United States, in his first presidency, we have seen an overture where he wanted to meet with the North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. He even has referred that Kim Jong-un likes him, and total they met 3 times in their first presidency. So continuing that, when Trump came into power, he has clearly indicated that he is willing to reach out to Mr. Kim, referring to the Kim Jong-un, to revive the diplomacy between US and North Korea, the dialogue, deliberation. However, in this particular time, North Korea has not made any public responses to the Trump's overture. And this is something that many of the experts argue is because of the closeness that the North Korea and Russia are enjoying currently. For example, after the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, recently North Korea and Russia have signed a comprehensive military treaty, this agreement, and that is why experts argue that currently North Korea is preoccupied with support of Russia's war efforts. We also have seen the reports and news where many of the North Korean soldiers were sent on the front line of Russia-Ukraine war, and many of them lost their lives as well. So North Korea seems to be heavily preoccupied with Russia's war effort, and that is why it seems unlikely that Kim Jong-un will embrace Trump's outreach anytime soon. But obviously, there is a general consensus that once the Russia-Ukraine war comes to end, North Korea obviously can again resume talks and discussion with Donald Trump. Now, we'll try to understand also about the comprehensive partnership, security partnership that the Russia and North Korea has signed and its significance. But before moving forward, we want to inform that in the Legacy IAS Academy, we are going to soon start the regular weekday batch, and the admissions for that already is open. The weekday batch is going to start at April 17th, 2025. This batch will have a total intake of 40 students and will cover comprehensively everything right from the NCERTs, which are considered as the building block for your UPSC preparation, and then to the advanced main classes. Also, along with all the classes that will be conducted regularly, we'll also have access to the test and test discussion. Test series also will be conducted regularly at frequent interval as you move further in your preparation. Apart from that, will be taking advantage of the personal mentorship program that will provide with it. Also, you will have the guidance right from the prelims through the mains, and then to the last hurdle or last stage of the UPSC CSE, that is the personality test or personal interview. So about that also you will be able to get the guidance. So make sure that you go through the program details. Apart from that, April 17th next batch we are going to start again with the May 12th. People who may lose the opportunity of not enrolling in the first batch, and then for those students who are working and along with their work they are trying to prepare for the UPSC examination as well. To take care of them, we also are going to start a weekend batch. Weekend batch will be largely on the Saturday and Sunday. It will be a full day class session right from 10 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. so that you are not left out and you have equal footing. Now we can say equal opportunity to apply and sit for the examination with all the students who are preparing full time. So that is why the April 19th is when we are going to launch the weekend batch. Apart from that, for those of you who are preparing for the prelims examination of the year 2025 itself, we have an all India prelims mock test for you where you can check your progress, where large number of students are sitting, and then you will be able to understand and engage the level of preparation based on the result of the test based on the output that you get, then you will be able to further streamline your preparation to ensure that you are giving more emphasis in those areas which are your weak spots or weak subjects as such. So if you want to know more about these program details, you can contact at the given number, that is 96069 00004 or 00005. You can also log into our website legacyisacademy.com to have a much more detailed understanding of all the programs that we have largely designed, keeping into mind the interests of the aspirants from all over the India. So now coming back to the topic of discussion, that is North Korea-Russia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership is something that both countries have signed in last year itself, and this is a very significant development because this partnership basically is a type of mutual defense pact. And what does the mutual defense pact state? That if any country is threatened or if any country faces armed aggression, the military of, or what you can say, the resources of both countries will be mobilized to protect that country. So basically it says that it requires immediate military assistance if either faces armed aggression. And it is because of this now you can understand that why North Korean soldiers are fighting alongside the Russian soldiers along the Ukrainian front line, because obviously Russia is engaged in the what you can call as armed aggression. So also North Korea has hailed this partnership, and it has said that this partnership will further take both the countries and entire world toward establishment of independent and just multipolarized world order. Multipolarized world order is something that North Korea always talks about as a response of the US that has emerged as a main pole or main center of the world. Now, if you talk about the Trump-UN meeting, we have discussed that during the first Trump presidency, they met 3 times between 2018 to 19 to discuss about the possible nuclear disarmament. That is the main interest that US has. However, these meetings has failed because of the sanctions that was imposed on the North Korea by the United States. So, since then, there has not been any significant change in the relationship between both countries. Now, if we talk about the missile capacity, obviously with the help of both Russia and China over a period of what I can call as last 50-60 years, North Korea has developed a lot of missiles having different ranges. For example, you talk about the missile that has developed initially had a range of few hundred kilometers. And then if you talk about the current missiles, the most important one, the major missiles that are considered as threat by the US allies are Hwasong missile, and Hwasong missile, the recent one, seems to be having a total range of 4,000 kilometers. Now, obviously, if you talk about the mainland of US, that lies far beyond this particular range. But also if we talk about the Guam, which is a military territory, military base of US in Pacific, that can easily be attacked by North Korea. And obviously other allies such as Japan, and you talk about South Korea, obviously that comes under the missile range of North Korea. Also, the missile development program in North Korea has seen a significant upsurge after the coming of Kim Jong-un in power in year 2011, and he has focused upon enhancing the partnership, strengthening the partnership between North Korea and specifically China and Russia. Not only that, they also have focused upon developing the nuclear capabilities, and that began as far as year 2006 itself, when North Korea tested a nuclear bomb with a total yield of 0.5 to 2 kilotons. Now here 0.5 to 2 kiloton means we talk about 1 kiloton, that is equal to explosive force of 1000 tons of TNT, that is trinitrotoluene. Also the magnitude, that is the body wave magnitude that is measured here, it measures the seismic wave and the earthquake that is created as a response or generated as a response of the nuclear test. So we can understand that here we have 4.1 MB. Now since then you talk about the most recent, in the September 2017, now it is believed that North Korea has been able to develop a nuclear bomb that can have a yield of more than 140 plus kg. And this also has been concluded by the fact that the seismic wave or the body wave measurement here is 6.1 MB, which is much more greater and higher than what it has developed in the earlier. So this is also a testament of increasing nuclear what you can call as power in the North Korea, largely with the support of Russia, as it is believed. Now also to end the discussion, we have to understand that this entire topic we are talking about is largely in the context of the Korean conflict that emerged somewhere in the 1950s when the North Korea and South Korea went on a war. If we talk about in simple terms, the main interest of both the countries is that they claim themselves to be the legitimate, what you can call as a power who should have a control over the entire Korean Peninsula, as you can see from here. However, in the July 27th, 1953, as the war went into an inconclusive phase, largely because of the coming up of China, Soviet Union, United States, and along with North and South Korea. The fighting came to an end and the Korean Armistice Agreement was signed. It called for the creation of DMZ, that is a demilitarized zone across the border of both countries near the 38th parallel. 38th parallel basically is the line that separates North Korea and the South Korea politically, which serves as a buffer zone between also North Korea and South Korea. So this is the map. You can understand that on the upper part to the north of 38th parallel you have North Korea, and south you have the South Korea. However, both are part of the same peninsular landmass. So that is all about this particular video. I hope you got the idea behind what is going on in North Korea and whether North Korea should be reckoned as a nuclear power or not. And if you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with your fellow aspirants, as well as subscribe to our channel for more such content. Thank you very much.